Hello, my name is Anna Cole Wyatt. For my capstone project, I created a series of lesson plans created specifically to address the needs of adult language learners. With the influx of immigrants and refugees in the 21st century, there is more need than ever for quality language curriculum focused on addressing the specific needs of this demographic. In addition to the usual challenge of learning a new language, for recent immigrants and refugees, there can be other psychological factors that increase the difficulty of second language acquisition. My project has focused on building a series of lesson plans that hopes to address some of these psychological barriers. One strategy proposed in a discussion of translingual classrooms is the use of news articles to encourage discussion between students. This suggestion was made as a way to improve various language skills, such as listening and reading comprehension, as well as speaking. Allowing students to bring in their own articles gives them autonomy over their learning by allowing them to choose things that interest them. I have adapted this strategy into a multi-lesson unit about fables. This unit builds off of the strategies for translingual classrooms by allowing students to bring in their own materials. The second and third lessons in this series will allow students to engage with each other, building connections and English skills as they are given an opportunity to use English as a common language in a translingual setting. Finally, this lesson will celebrate cultural differences by allowing students to share something about where they come from in a non-invasive way by asking them to bring in fables common to their culture. Interviews collected in 2017 identified several barriers to language learning faced by immigrants and refugees. One barrier addressed the lack of conversation practice with native speakers. Another longitudinal study among refugees also indicated that among refugees that lived in areas away from other speakers of their native language had better English skills than those who were surrounded by their native language. Another study suggested that pronunciation was one of the major competency concerns for English language learners. I've created a plan for an event that addresses all of these barriers. This event offers an opportunity for students to speak with native speakers in a speed dating-like model where students and native speakers participate in conversations with one another. An event like this could also be beneficial to the community of native speakers. Addressed in the literature as a barrier to language learning was the stigma and prejudice of the general public. An opportunity to interact with one another in a fun setting would likely decrease outcasting in the community by exposing these two groups to each other. Prior to this event, it would be important to provide scaffolding to the students and give them an opportunity to practice having the conversations with each other first. Another barrier to English were feelings of shame surrounding imperfect English. Having a lesson that prepares students to converse with the native speakers will help deal with these feelings of shame by giving them more control in a potentially intimidating situation. This event could take place as often as necessary, depending on the availability of the parties involved. This event is also adaptable to students at different levels and to different class sizes. Learning a new language is never easy and there are no shortcuts. However, there are ways that teachers can make learning a new language more bearable for students, especially those who face additional challenges inside and outside of the classroom. My goal for this project has been to start finding ways to address the needs in these educational settings.